Okay, so this is if you have a something in your tire and it's leaking, or you have a gash in the tire, depending on the size, but it's always good to keep this in your vehicle. You can repair this on the side of the road if you need to get you home, or you know, pull off to the side of the road like in a parking area or something. But they sell these at the parts stores. Comes with these little strips. Okay, so we have a nail right here, as you can see, and the tire's low on pressure, but it's easy to fix. You take this first, all these strips, peel it off. Very sticky. Now you need to take this thing and put it in between and pull it until it's like in the middle. Okay, so that's ready, because of course when you pull that out you're going to have air coming out. So be ready with this. This is the reamer. You have to kind of clean the hole out and then you stick that in. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick. Hopefully. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Where I got that from? It's a huge nail. Okay, so it takes a lot of pressure. You gotta really lean into it. Sometimes you have to turn it. Give it a good shove. Apparently I'm pretty weak. Sometimes if you spin it and keep trying to shove it in, it helps. Puncture is very small, so it's not going in that easy, which is good for sealing it up, because it only takes one of those plugs. Now, there, now it's going in. So you kind of just work it in and out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. I've done this many times, and sometimes I just can't get it to go in there on the side of the road, but anyway, just do the best you can. You can hear it kind of cleaning up the edges. Now, oops, so we're gonna take this and be ready. I probably could go a few more times if I really wanted to, but I don't think we need to. All right. Now, we're gonna insert this in. This takes some work too. The more you clean it with that other tool, the easier it is to shove this in, usually. Try not to spin it, because you might break the patch off of the tool before you get it all the way in. See it going in slow? You probably want it in there about that far. A little bit sticking out. And when you get it to this point, you can pull the tool out fast. Okay, and it should snap that. It should pull the tool out of the patch strip and leave the strip right in. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no problem. See? Now, you don't have to trim these, but you can if you want. Probably can do it with the pliers. Just don't pull the patch back out. You know what? That one's gonna stay. Just gonna push it down into the tread. That'll be fine. So here's what we pulled out. I've done this before with a gash. I was like 800 miles away from home, and I had a gash in my tire, and I didn't have the right size spare, because the tires I had on the truck were oversized. And I was 800 miles from home, and it was at night, so nobody was open. And I called my tire guy, my buddy, and I had a gash in there. He said, keep putting these strips in until you fill it enough to keep it from leaking. And to get me home, I was at a gas station. I found a gas station to air the tire up afterwards. It's nice to carry one of these little pumps in your vehicle, because then you can just fill the tire up. But if you don't have that available, you usually can go to a gas station and find the tire pump and fill it up. So yeah, we've only got this thing only has I don't know, 8 pounds of pressure in it right now. It's supposed to have about 33. That's what it says. This is not a permanent solution always. When I had the gash in the tire, it's probably best to replace the tire, but to get you home and out of an emergency situation, you can use these things. And honestly, it's up to your discretion, but I recommend you replace the tire, of course, or get a professional patch put in, but from the inside out. But sometimes these work just fine for the life of the tire. This is an old, beater vehicle, so it's not anything too special, but these work really good. As the tire goes around, it heats up. This is what my tire guy told me, and this stuff kind of like gets warm and melts and molds against the tire because of the force. As the tire spins around, it pushes itself. The blob that's inside there will seal up the hole. That's how this stuff works. Now, when you get home, you also want to spray this with soap and water just to see if you have a leak still. Fill the pressure all the way to the top on the tire recommendation on your door, and then check it with soap and water, and if it bubbles, you have a leak still. If this is a bigger hole, you can shove another one in beside it. Okay, these strips you can keep putting them in until it stops leaking. I think the tire I had a gash in, I think I had 6 or 7 strips in it, and just always monitor the pressure of the tire. A lot of vehicles, of course, have the tire pressure monitor system built in, so you'll know when it's low, but just keep an eye on the tire you patch, and maybe put a little mark on the sidewall where the patch is so you remember where it is. Or if it's near a letter of the tire, write down what letter it is so you remember. It's always good to mark it though with a little marker. But this is how you can do it on the side of the road. I don't recommend the side of the road, but if you've lost a lot of pressure in your tire and you need to do it on the side of the road, be safe, of course. But the best thing to do is to pull off of the road into a parking lot or a side street somewhere. Get off the main road and do this. And this will get you back to where you need to go.